I mean, as someone who's a recovering comfort expert, I mean, I'm a Taurus. I love comfort. I love luxury. I love nicer things in life. Trust me. Like I lived in New York City for 10 years. Like the newest restaurant that was out, like I am the first to find the open table thing. Don't get me wrong. And the more uncomfortable you put yourself in, the environments that challenge you to broaden your orientation and broaden what your experiences and allow that to evolve, it's never the wrong choice. And that goes with like, I think being able to have hard conversations is a byproduct of being a parent of children with profound autism. I don't think I was able to have resiliency conversations or financial accountability conversations in my early 20s before I had children like I do, because I wasn't comfortable being uncomfortable. And I wonder sometimes whether, well, I don't wonder. I know that the children that I've been given happened for me to like broaden that orientation to difficulties, because if we're not doing and staying uncomfortable, that for me feels like what's that study that was done? It was like some study that was done about rats, and it was like they gave the rats everything they could ever want. They like the housing, the food, they were the place to give birth to their baby rats, all that stuff. They ate each other alive.
Yep.
We are not meant to live in total comfort for growth. And it's again, it's one of the greatest and hardest lessons I've learned, but I never would choose it differently. And I'm just so thankful that the children I do have are the illuminating path for that, in every way.
Well, as you know, you're talking about one of my favorite concepts that I try to write on and explore as much as possible. And it's always interesting in my own life and when I talk to others. I mean, we're all resilient in certain domains, whether that's physically, whether that's at work, or certain cognitive domains, socially, spiritually, you name it. We all have certain strengths, if you will. And those strengths have been evolved from pursuing discomfort and growth over time because we were passionate about it, because we had a knack for it, you name it. That social realm is always an interesting one, particularly with people who are exceptional elsewhere. And this has been true of me. We develop these conditioned patterns for how we communicate, and we stay comfortable in those communication patterns. But hard conversations, or doing something like saying before you start, I believe you, or I believe in you, or I see you. And just that change in your pattern, that's challenging. Or pursuing a challenging conversation with your significant other on something that you disagree with. It's easier just to table it and
Mhm.
longer and longer. And it's very interesting for me. Like the skill sets are there in certain domains, but they don't translate well, particularly that social one, not just extrovert versus introvert, but
No.
having deep conversations, or conversations that make you uncomfortable with your profoundly autistic child, and in a way that's not quote unquote typical, because that's not how they communicate. But learning to embrace that, it then can expand to all other conversations and communications, and willingness to pursue hard conversations that only makes you better. And now you're out there talking to thousands of people at conferences. You're on your podcast. You're writing to, I think, over 8,000 people now on Substack. But the more you do anything, the better you get at it. When you're a beginner, it's going to be hard. And that is true in communication too. But you pursue a little bit of hard now, it gets easier over time. And you just said it beautifully in your domain.